Ask Claude if your business idea is any good, and it will tell you it is great. Ask if you should quit your job, and it will find a way to support you. That is not Claude being useless. That is what one perspective looks like. You only ever get one answer from one angle, and you have no way to tell whether it is right or whether it is just agreeable. Today, I am going to fix that in about 2 minutes of setup. We are installing a free skill that turns Claude into 5 separate advisors who each attack your decision from a completely different direction, then review each other's work, then hand you one verdict that tells you where they agreed, where they fought, and what you should actually do first. I am going to run it live on a real decision, and I am going to show you the part every other video about this leaves out. Let us get into it. So here is the idea. It comes from Andre Kapathi, who built something he called an LLM Council. Instead of asking one model and trusting it, you ask several. You let them read each other's answers without knowing who wrote what, and then one final pass pulls it all together. The version we are using was built by Ole Lehman, who packaged that whole method up as a Claude skill so anyone can run it. Now, I want to be straight with you about one thing, because there are a lot of posts going around calling this a new Claude feature. It is not. Anthropic did not build this. It is a community file that you install yourself. It is free and it takes one upload. That distinction matters because it means you are in control of it and you can read exactly what it does before you run it. If you have never installed a skill before, here is the whole concept in one sentence. The skill is a set of written instructions you hand to Claude once, and from then on, you can call it up by name whenever you need it. That is genuinely it. It is a text file. There is no code, no install wizard, nothing to break. This one is a single file called skill.md, and inside it are the instructions for running the council. When I call it, Claude reads those instructions and follows them. Let me show you where to get it. I am on the GitHub page for the skill, and I will put this link in the description. If GitHub looks intimidating, ignore everything on this page except one file. Right here, skill.md. That is the entire skill. I am going to click into it so you can actually see what you are installing, because you should never load a file into your account without looking at it. And you can read it. It is plain English. Here are the 5 advisors it is going to create. A contrarian, whose job is to find what is broken. The first principles thinker, who asks whether you are even solving the right problem. The expansionist, who looks for the upside everyone is missing. The outsider, who knows nothing about you and reacts to what is actually in front of them. And the executor, who only cares what you do on Monday morning. To save it, look up here on the right. There is a small download icon just next to the button that says raw. I click that and the file downloads straight into my downloads folder. One click, no copying and pasting, and that is the file we are about to install. Now over to Claude. Down in the bottom left corner, I click my name and then settings. Now look at this menu running down the left. You want the one called skills, not capabilities, which is a different page that catches a lot of people out. Skills. And this is the list of every skill on my account. You will probably see a few in here already that came with Claude. What we are doing is adding ours to this list. Top right, there is a button that just says add. Click that and you get 3 choices. Create with Claude, write skill instructions, or upload a skill. We already have the file, so we want the third one, upload a skill. That opens this dialog. I will hit browse and there is the skill.md file sitting in my downloads where it just landed. I select it and click open. Now watch this line here. It says uploaded and it names the skill, LLM Council. There is no confirm button and nothing else to press. That is the whole install. Claude runs a quick security scan on anything you upload. So give it a few seconds and there it is. LLM Council added today. Now look at that last column, the one that says author. Mine says you because I uploaded it. The ones underneath say Anthropic because those actually did ship with Claude. That is worth knowing because if you go looking for this later, you may see it grouped in with the built-in skills, and it is easy to assume Anthropic made it. It did not. You did. The moment you uploaded that file, it is now live on my account and it will stay there. Now let us actually use it. I'm going to open a new chat, and rather than hoping a magic phrase switches it on, I'm going to call it by name. Watch this. I type a / and Claude opens a menu of every skill you have installed by typing the name LLM, and there it is, LLM Council. I press enter and it drops in as a command, so there is no guessing whether it triggered. It definitely did. Now the question itself. I have been offered a full-time job at $85,000 a year with benefits. My freelance design work makes about $6,000 a month right now, but it is inconsistent and I have no benefits. I have 4 months of savings. Should I take the job? Notice I gave it real numbers because vague questions get vague answers. Now I hit enter. Now this is the part I promised you, and it is the part nobody else shows. Look at the screen. Nothing is happening. For the next minute and a half, you are going to sit here looking at almost nothing. And I want you to understand why, because it is genuinely clever. Behind this screen, Claude has just spun up 5 separate copies of itself running at the same time, and each one has been handed a different personality and told to argue only its own corner. The contrarian is being told to assume the plan has a fatal flaw and go find it. The expansionist is being told to ignore risk entirely. None of them can see each other yet. Then comes the step that makes this more than just asking 5 times. All 5 answers get collected, stripped of their names, and relabeled A through E. Then each advisor reads all 5 anonymously and answers 3 questions. Which one is strongest? Which one has the biggest blind spot? And what did every single one of us miss? They cannot suck up to a particular advisor because they do not know who wrote what. And then a final pass. The chairman reads the lot and writes your verdict. So let me set your expectations honestly. You are not going to watch a debate happen on screen. A lot of posts about this make it look like you get to sit and watch 5 characters argue. You do not. It all happens out of sight and you get the finished result. It took about 90 seconds for me. Quick thing before we carry on. If this is working for you so far, hit like and subscribe because it genuinely helps me keep making these. And if you know somebody stuck in a job search right now, and here it comes. First section where the council agrees. This is the high confidence stuff. The points several advisors landed on independently without talking to each other. And look what it caught. My $6,000 a month is $72,000 a year, but that is revenue, not what I actually keep. Against it sits self-employment tax, about $10,000, which is roughly $5,000 more than an employee pays. My own health premiums, no retirement match, no paid time off. 4 of the 5 advisors independently ran the same conversion, and they landed here. To match $85,000 with a normal benefits package, freelance revenue needs to be somewhere around $105,000 to $115,000 a year. That is about $9,000 a month. I am at 6 in good months. That is a completely different decision from the one I thought I was making. Second section, and this is my favorite one, where the council clashes. It does not smooth the disagreements over, it shows them to you. The contrarian and the executor both say the maths is not close and that I am really just looking for permission. The evidence is brutal. I described the job purely by its salary, and I described my freelance work with a caveat attached. That framing usually means the decision is already made. The expansionist flatly rejects that. Client base is an asset that took years to build, and it decays fast the moment you stop feeding it. Salaried design work has a low ceiling and slow raises, and freelance income in year 3 can be double what it was in year 1. And then the first principles thinker says both sides are answering the wrong question entirely. I am not choosing between two careers. I am trying to buy a financial floor, and a salary is only one way to buy one. 3 retainer clients at $2,000 a month buys the same floor without giving up the ceiling. Third section, blind spots. And this is the bit that only exists because of that anonymous review round. These are things no single advisor thought on their own. Nobody checked whether the job even permits side work. Every one of them just assumed the keep some clients plan was available, and plenty of contracts quietly forbid it. Nobody asked about direction of travel. $6,000 a month and climbing is a completely different situation from $6,000 a month and falling. And the reviewers called that the single missing variable. Nobody mentioned negotiating. And the one the reviewers rated sharpest came from the outsider. I never said what the job actually is. Not the title, not the industry, not whether it is any good. And the fact that I described it only by its number is itself information. That is the council catching the council. And you do not get that from a single answer. Then the recommendation, and notice it does not hedge. Take the job with 3 conditions. Read the employment agreement first, specifically the outside work, intellectual property, and non-solicitation clauses. Because if side work is banned outright, the whole calculation changes. Negotiate, and it is specific about it. Ask for $92,000 to $95,000 and a start date 3 to 4 weeks out, so you can close your client work cleanly instead of burning the relationships. And keep 1 or 2 anchor clients if you are allowed to, and push everything they pay you into savings, which turns 4 months of runway into about a year within 18 months. Then it names the one thing that would flip its own answer. If my last 12 months of actual deposits show revenue climbing and already clearing $8,000 a month, then this offer is a pay cut and I should decline. And finally, the one thing to do first, not a list of 10 things. 1. Open my bank statements and add up every client payment from the last 12 months. Not my best month, not my estimate, the real total, because everything above depends on it. Now let me save you some disappointment, because this is not for everything. Do not counsel a factual question. If you ask it the capital of front, 5 perspectives on the same fact is a waste of your time. Do not counsel a writing task like make me a tweet, because that is creation, not judgment. And do not bring it something you have already decided, because it will very politely tell you things you do not want to hear. This earns its keep when there is real uncertainty, and being wrong is expensive. One last thing, the slash command is the reliable way in, but it is not the only one. The same file also fires on plain English. Say counsel this, or war room this, or pressure test this, or stress test this, and it runs the identical process. Use the slash command when you want to be certain, and the phrases when you are mid-conversation and cannot be bothered. And because the instructions tell Claude to look around your workspace first, if you keep notes or context files in your project, it will read them and give you advice grounded in your actual situation instead of generic advice. So that is the whole thing. We grabbed one file from GitHub. We uploaded it in Claude under settings, capabilities, skills. We triggered it with 2 words on a real decision. 5 advisors argued it out invisibly, reviewed each other blind, and the chairman handed back where they agreed, where they clashed, blind spots they caught between them, a straight recommendation, and one thing to do first. 3 about a minute to set up, and it works on any decision you bring it. If this was useful and genuinely helps more people find it, and subscribe if you want more of these walkthroughs where we actually build the thing instead of just talking about it. I want to know what you are going to put in front of the council first, so tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.